So I wanted to make another installment of my YouTube videos over the weekend, but I just wasn't able to because my tube once again moved into the side of my throat, and when it does that my voice goes like it is now, and then it also gives me a massive amount of pain that I can't seem to get rid of with any amounts of painkillers or anaesthetic throat spray. Nothing seems to do it. And then when the pain gets that intense, I also get this really bad headache, which kind of feels like a migraine, but I don't think it is because I don't get that sort of migraine aura that I sometimes get when one of those comes on. So I think that it is just a bad headache. But between all of those things, when that happens, I pretty much can't function. And if I even tried to do anything, it wouldn't last for very long. So the only thing that I've found that can vaguely help when this happens, which unfortunately is quite often, is for me to lie down like I am now, but it has to be on my right side. And with doing this, I hope that the tube that's kind of stuck on the left hand side or where it's rubbing, I just sort of lie here and hope that over a little time, sometimes it's a long time, gravity will just help move the tube sort of more into the centre of my throat so it's not crashing into anything. And then once it does that, then I'm kind of okay again. Like, it still hurts a bit, but certainly not like it can. And when it gets this bad, especially how it was on yesterday, it literally makes me want to cry. It hurts that much. I don't know what to do. So my tolerance levels for all of this, since I've been putting up with this for 2.5 months now, the levels are getting pretty low. My tolerance is not holding up too well at all for this, and so far the tube still isn't really doing that much. So I have called my gastroenterologist today and I asked for him to call me, and I just want to say to him, you've got to get rid of this tube. I can't keep going on like this. It's just ruining my days. It's making work hard. I can't keep going on like this, and if he wants me to continue having my feeds, then he needs to come up with a better solution than this, because I just don't know how much longer of this I can take. But we will see. I'll continue on and I will update again when I know a little bit more. See you on the flip side. Hi and welcome to another episode of Brooklyn's World. So I've had my NJ tube for nearly 3 months now, and the struggle has not got any easier. I'm still struggling with my feeds and I can't get enough formula into my system. My throat is still so sore, and there are times that it is so sore it makes me want to cry. I'm still experiencing dumping syndrome, which can be a challenge at home, but an even greater challenge when I'm not at home. I'm exhausted from trying to hold down a full-time job, managing my feeds, managing the tube, and still managing to deal with my neuromodulators all at the same time. But saying this, I have managed to have a small weight gain, which at the moment is holding stable. And I've also been able to reintroduce some foods into my diet, which some of them I haven't been able to eat for over 5 years. challenge whenever I had to leave the house and have my feed with me. So I did some research and spoke to a lot of people and came up with the following solutions. Challenge that I've had is trying to find the correct dressings that will hold my tube in place, because if it's not held securely enough, then it just moves all over the place, and then that gives me even more pain. I've also found that my skin is not very tolerant to the dressings that are needed to keep the tube in place. If it's not held there securely, then it moves around, and then that causes me even more pain. At one stage, this side of my face got so red and sore, I actually couldn't put another dressing on it, and that was when the tube was running here around this side. So I had to move the tube over to this side and then keep experimenting with different types of dressings. All of the dressings can be an expensive exercise, as the hospital does not supply anything like that for me. So that is where I'm at with my Nasogastric J tube journey, and I think that it will continue for a little while longer. Since the start of when I made this video, which was about 2 weeks ago, and I'm only able to finish it now, I did contact my gastroenterologist about my sore throat, and his response was, "You can't possibly have a sore throat." And then he refused to see me in person until we've got my next appointment in about 2 weeks. So I didn't want to wait 2 weeks until he'd actually see me, so I went to the doctors, and it turns out that all of my lymph nodes on the left side of my neck, which was the side that was really hurting, they were all enlarged, and I'm now on antibiotics to try to get rid of whatever it is that's going on inside my throat and neck area. I just wanted to give a really big shout out to everybody who has helped me on this journey. I really wouldn't have been able to get this far without all of your support and help. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.